Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Bonsoir, mesdames et messieurs, et bienvenue au 46e gala annuel du Temple de la renommée des entreprises canadiennes. Welcome to the 46th Annual Canadian Business Hall of Fame Induction Ceremony and Celebration. Let me reintroduce myself. My name is Heather Hiscox, and I'm the host of Morning Live on CBC News Network. If you've never joined me there, basically, I'm the person who goes on the air at 6 a.m. and says, "Good morning," and then over the next 4 hours proceeds to prove that there's absolutely nothing good about it whatsoever. The news cycle in these past few years has been relentless, hasn't it? It's punishing, discombobulating. This is a time of epic change and epical uncertainty. Could we ever use a respite, couldn't we? And tonight, thankfully, we are going to get one. For the next 3 hours, no consternation, only celebration. And the first thing we're going to celebrate is you. I have the most marvelous view of this crowd tonight, 700 distinguished guests with us. Let's just applaud your attendance and your support tonight. It's wonderful to see you all. In the audience tonight, we have members of the Order of Canada, we have companions of the Canadian Business Hall of Fame, other dignitaries, industry leaders, charitable partners, representatives of educational institutions, and of junior achievement. I mean, truly, you are an illustrious lot. Successful, smart, sophisticated, may I add, which is why I was feeling pretty good that Aaron and Sophie invited me here as your host tonight, because I modestly assumed, or maybe immodestly assumed, that they thought I must fit in here. I've since realized the truth, though. The reason I'm here is because I wake up every morning at 2:30 a.m. They knew that and figured she has to be home to get to bed. For sure, she will have all of us out of here by 9 o'clock. So that's my mission, and here I am. Whatever the reason, I am delighted to be here as your host for this most meaningful occasion. Tonight, we recognize visionary business leaders who've played a pivotal role in shaping their industries and in growing our economy. They built iconic Canadian companies and elevated Canada's presence on the global business stage. Ils ont bâti des entreprises canadiennes emblématiques et ont renforcé la présence du Canada sur la scène commerciale mondiale. Their impact extends far beyond the boardroom. Through job creation and mentorship, these individuals have touched countless lives, and they've applied their professional drive and vision to philanthropic causes that have improved the lives of untold numbers of Canadians. Could I ask our 4 honorees to stand for a first recognition tonight? Ryan Beatty, Jacinthe Côté, Pierre Lassonde, and Larry Tannenbaum. Our guests of honor, everyone. The 2025 inductees into the Canadian Business Hall of Fame. Les 4 lauréats intronisés en 2005 au Temple de la renommée des entreprises canadiennes. Félicitations. Congratulations to all of you. And you inspire everyone in this room. We are looking forward to learning much more about you and to hearing from you a little bit later on this evening. Of course, tonight isn't just about honoring the remarkable legacies of those 4 business leaders. It's also about lighting the way for the business leaders of tomorrow. For 46 years, this annual induction ceremony has fueled the mission of Junior Achievement Canada to ignite ambition, empower potential, and prepare young people to thrive in a changing world. We have about 50 JA students with us tonight, and I'd like all of you to stand so we can acknowledge you as well. Where are our students? All throughout the room. Welcome, and thank you for being here with us tonight. It's an honor. I, like you, I'm sure, am eagerly looking forward to hearing from Kira, our student speaker, later on tonight, sharing perspectives on a world where change is happening at lightning speed, and the economic challenges are among the greatest we have ever witnessed. Trade wars and tariffs, global uncertainty and conflict, supply chain disruptions, pandemics, AI. It is taking adaptability, ingenuity, perseverance, and bold, elbows-up leadership to overcome those obstacles. But I'm heartened by what I hear daily from Canadians, from my viewers. They are hungry to support Canadian businesses. to buy Canadian products, to visit Canadian destinations, to harness Canadian brain power. It makes me think for our young guests tonight, despite the problems, there is tremendous potential right now in business here. It's all about the maple leaf. So I hope our young guests will look to the examples of our 4 inductees tonight. We'll listen to their stories of diligence, dedication, dogged work, and be inspired to build on them with your own creativity and confidence to chart an exciting future of our own and make a lasting impact in the Canadian business world. If you need additional inspiration, look to the example of our next group of special guests. Later this evening, our Chancellor Jim Leach will be honoring and welcoming Ryan, Jacinthe, Pierre, and Larry to the newest companions of the Canadian Business Hall of Fame. They'll be taking their places of honor alongside a distinguished group of previous inductees, and some of them are with us tonight. So I'd like you to stand as well, to rise at your table so we can acknowledge you and think of your contributions. Peter Brown, Jack Cockwell, George Cope, Robert DeLuce, Ed Sunshine, Kaylin Rovanescu, and Annette Verschuren. And if you're with us, please stand. Welcome. And thank you for joining us again. We'd also like to pause to honor the memories of the Canadian Business Hall of Fame companions who have passed away since our last gathering. So you'll see on the screens, their spirit endures in the businesses they built, in the contributions they made, and in the lasting impact they had on those who were privileged to work alongside them. Let's just take a moment for reflection. To begin the formalities, I'm going to invite Peter Brown to the stage for some introductory remarks and to welcome this year's student speaker. Peter is a companion of the Canadian Business Hall of Fame, inducted for his accomplishments as founder of Canaccord Genuity. He's a former member of the CBHF Selection Committee. Tonight, he's here to represent the Peter and Joanne Brown Foundation, the co-presenting sponsor of this spectacular evening.
Well, good evening. Joanne and I are delighted to co-sponsor this evening, especially with the Goodman family, who have been friends of ours for a long time, and to be able to share with you the opportunity to congratulate the very deserving 2025 inductees to the Canadian Business Hall of Fame. Tonight's inductees are an astounding group of leaders from a diverse group of industries across the country: banking, commercial real estate, development, sports, and mining. Due to their achievements and contributions to Canada, they are joining us, a small but select group of individuals who themselves have made a difference, builders of successful businesses while serving their communities well through their philanthropy. They've proven to be resilient, the current inductees, during a period where the Canadian economy has been challenged. It's my personal view that these 2025 inductees and the existing Hall of Famers, for the most part, are goal setters who share some innate desire to build, win, to build, compete, and win, but never at the expense of earning the trust of their customers, colleagues, and community. I'd like to congratulate again these outstanding executives for being recognized for the value of their achievements, their contribution to the Canadian economy, and being inducted into the Canadian Business Hall of Fame this evening. As supporters of junior achievement, Joanne and I, long-term supporters of junior achievement actually, Joanne and I are delighted that the proceeds of this banquet will go to a very worthwhile cause. There is a good reason why junior achievement has grown worldwide to now give 19 million high school students their first exposure to the corporate world. These corporate programs, in my opinion, are taking over where the education somewhat has failed, and they're doing it in an impactful and practical way, planting seeds, inspiring interest, and creating the next generation of leaders. I am confident some of these junior achievers tonight will be on this stage in 20 or 30 years as inductees. And now it's my pleasure to introduce to you Kira Spitzer. Kira is a natural and driven leader with a passion for entrepreneurship and membership. And as a member of JA's Canada Youth Advisory Council and a participant in the company program, she enthusiastically supports young entrepreneurs in building and managing real worldwide small businesses.
When I first heard about junior achievement, I thought it was just for nerds. And then I joined and realized I am a nerd. And thanks to JA, I've never been prouder to be one. JA Company Program is the signature entrepreneurship program of junior achievement. Over an 18-week journey, students learned to operate a real venture. The program didn't just teach me the importance of break-even and profit margins, or how to read a balance sheet or pitch a product. It taught me how to lead, how failure is a stepping stone to success, and how to sell like my life depended on it, which during product launch week, it kind of did. In my first year with my student JA company, I was the VP of Corporate Social Responsibility. I was determined to see our company make an impact, and we did. We supported a local charity that did meaningful work in our community. I also ended up selling the most in all of Southwestern Ontario and was named Salesperson of the Year. Our team also won Outstanding Company of the Year. So naturally I thought, why not go bigger? I ran for president the next year and was elected by the shareholders. Under my leadership, we once again topped the sales charts, and I was honored to be named Salesperson of the Year again. And then because I clearly have a thing for threes, I got reelected as the president this year to round up my 3 years as a company program executive. But these awards aren't just about me. They're about the power of teamwork, the magic of mentorship, and the kind of growth that happens when young people are trusted with real responsibility. Through JA, I've learned how to lead with empathy, resolve conflicts with grace, and turn a group of teenagers into a high-performing team. I've learned that innovation isn't just about having ideas, it's about having the courage to act on them. I've learned that business isn't just about profit, it's also about purpose. Tonight, I'm surrounded by people who embody that theme of success with purpose. Leaders like Ryan Beatty, who's transforming both real estate and education. Jacinth Cote, a powerful role model for all young women, bringing a new approach to corporate leadership. Pierre Lassonde, whose vision has shaped the resource sector and beyond. And Larry Tannenbaum, whose impact spans business, sports, and philanthropy. Your stories inspire young people like me to dream bigger, lead better, and believe that we too can shape the future of Canada. Congratulations on your well-deserved recognition tonight. Because let's be honest, the future of Canadian business doesn't start in boardrooms. It starts in classrooms, in after-school programs, in JA meetings where teenagers argue over product design and marketing slogans. That's where leaders today connect with the youth and the next generation of CEOs, innovators, and change makers. Feel free to applaud now if you agree with me. So to the sponsors, mentors, and supporters in this room, thank you. You're not just investing in programs, you're investing in people, in potential, in possibility. And to the staff, volunteers, and donors of Junior Achievement, thank you. Thank you for turning a self-doubting student into someone who now believes that anything is possible with the right team, the right tools, the right mindset, and maybe a little caffeine. I will miss the JA Company program more than anything else from my high school years, but look forward to a lifelong of involvement with JA in a different capacity. Thank you for this incredible opportunity, and thank you all for listening.
Thank you to the 2025 Canadian Business Hall of Fame sponsors who made this evening possible. welcome to the stage President and CEO of JA Canada, Scott Hillier.
Well, good evening, everyone. It's an honor to be here tonight at the Canadian Business Dinner, Hall of Fame dinner, among visionary leaders who have not only shaped industries, but also have helped shape our country. You know, the stories of innovation, perseverance, and impact define what it means to build a lasting legacy. Business leaders often talk about investment, investing in innovation, infrastructure, technology, but I hope you agree that there's one investment that pays the greatest long-term dividends of all, and that's investing in our youth. Amidst the current geopolitical and economic factors, it's difficult to predict the future of Canada's economy, but one factor is clear. Our longer-term success is dependent on our next generation of leaders, and whether they're equipped to lead, to contribute, to thrive in an increasingly complex world. Now think for a minute what it must be like to be a teenager today. Now they're exposed to a myriad of unhelpful and sometimes unhealthy distractions. Yet they must navigate these obstacles to find their own path through life and their own path to success. And I'm so grateful to meet so many bright and promising students through JA, like Kira, who we heard tonight. She was amazing, by the way, wasn't she? It's like incredible. And there's also, several, dozen here as well that are also joining us tonight as well. So they're all resilient with an ambition that's undeterred by today's challenges. And we're fortunate to live in Canada, a nation built on a free enterprise system that rewards skill and ingenuity, that drives opportunity, that gives all a chance to succeed. Our entrepreneurial spirit is what fuels innovation and underpins the strength of our economy. And that system works best when people understand how to participate in it, when they know how to manage money, prepare for meaningful work, be adaptable, and approach life with an entrepreneurial mindset. And those are exactly the lessons that JA has been delivering in Canada for more than 65 years. As you saw in the video, JA is more than a nonprofit. It's a global enterprise that spans over 118 countries. In Canada this year, we'll deliver 500,000 student learning experiences coast to coast to coast, bringing financial literacy, work readiness, and entrepreneurship directly into our classrooms. And due to our investment in technology, JA programs are now available real-time, online to any student or teacher, wherever they are in Canada and whenever they need them. And as always, JA programs are provided at no cost due to the generous support of our donors and from the proceeds of great events like this one tonight. So thank you very much for all your support. Thank you. JA's impact, it's profound. Students who go through JA programs are more likely to complete school, start businesses, to save money, and to lead their companies and their communities. They're not just prepared for the workforce, they're prepared for life. Boston Consulting Group assessed the concept of investing in JA and concluded that a single dollar invested in JA in Canada yields $45 in returns to our society. And for the third year running, JA Worldwide has been nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize, recognizing the powerful roles education and economic empowerment play in the building more stable, peaceful, and prosperous societies. And we're fortunate to have several JA people in the room today. The JA Canada Board of Directors is here, national office staff, some CEOs and staff from our charter offices across Canada, as well as the CEO of JA Americas, Noelle Zamborian. She came all the way from Argentina to be with us tonight. Fun fact, she had maple syrup for the very first time in her life last night. You liked it? Thumbs up? Okay, great. We also have Zabine Herji, a member of the JA Worldwide Board of Governors here tonight, so thank you for joining us. So if I could just ask all of our JA colleagues, right, all of our JA students to please stand so that everybody can recognize this commitment that we have to JA and to the success of youth in Canada. So please join me. Where are you all? Stand up, please. Go ahead. Don't be shy. On behalf of my JA colleagues, I invite all of you to invest with us in the next generation of our leaders, whether through time, partnerships, advocacy, or funding. Collectively, we can assure that every young Canadian has access to junior achievement and the tools they need to succeed. Our goal in Canada is to scale our reach to 1 million students. When we invest in youth, we feel we're investing in the Canada that we all want to see, one that's inclusive, innovative, resilient, and adaptable. And at the core of this investment is a belief in the boundless potential of youth. When we challenge them, support them, and most importantly, when we believe in them, they rise. And when they rise, so does Canada. Thank you.
What do you believe? Do you believe that better begins now? That everyone deserves a chance? That the proof is in the doing? And that failing isn't something to fear? Do you believe that kindness can be a superpower? That we can accomplish more together than apart? While the truth may hurt, it's a pain we sometimes need to feel. Do you believe in the indomitable power of perseverance? That work, hope, and love are four-letter words we should say in front of the kids, and that education remains the best path forward for most. At Junior Achievement, we believe this too. With your help, we can give young people the skills and support they need to achieve their potential and become the best versions of themselves.
Please welcome to the stage Chair of the JA Canada Board, Gary Kalatsi.
Good evening, bonsoir. I'm going to go off script for a second, and they told me at the beginning, Gary, please don't go off script. You're known for doing that, and I am starting by doing that. So Junior Achievement staff, this is a fantastic event. Thank you for doing this and for keeping me in line by telling me not to go off script. Kira, you did such a great job. Between you and Heather, now look at, it's all downhill from here. So back on script. It's an honor to be here tonight on behalf of the Canadian Business Hall of Fame Board of Directors. I want to sincerely thank each of you for joining us. As we celebrate our four CBHF inductees, the extraordinary contributions they've made in supporting others, we're reminded the power of role models, volunteers, mentors, and donors. As partners, we pave the way, lay the foundation, and fuel impactful experiential learning programs that inspire and empower students across Canada. There will be a beautiful photo you'll see momentarily. JA proudly continues to be one of the longest-standing volunteer-based organizations. Volunteers share real-life experiences with students. They don't just deliver programs. They build meaningful connections with students, generously sharing their time, expertise, and passion. I offer our deepest gratitude to the thousands of volunteers. Each year, we proudly recognize JA Canada volunteers with the Royden Richardson National Volunteer Award. Extremely important award for everyone here. This award honors the memory of Royden Richardson, a cherished and long-time JA volunteer and a dedicated member of the JA Canada Board. Off script again, last year I had the opportunity to sit next to his family, and it was a fantastic experience. Royden believed deeply in the idea that those who are able to make a difference have a responsibility to do so. He lived that belief every day, touching the lives of countless JA students through his mentorship and unwavering support. Royden set a powerful example, one that continues to inspire JA volunteers across the country. It is my privilege to announce this year's recipients of the Royden Richardson National Award. Brian MacArthur of JA British Columbia, a program volunteer awardee. Brian Khan of JA Quebec, our second program volunteer awardee. Neither of our program volunteers were able to attend this evening, but we are pleased to have our third and final volunteer award recipient, our governance volunteer, my friend and fellow board member, Sean Monroe, present this evening. Sean, if I could ask you to stand up. Sean is the Senior Vice President, Regional Banking Advisor and Business Enablement for RBC. He's a 35-year JA Company Program alum and a long-standing JA Canada board member, helping to steer the course of the organization's growth. Sean, we acknowledge you here tonight and thank you on behalf of all of us for all the work that you do. Without volunteers like you, JA would not be here today. Proud, committed Canadian companies and foundations sponsor Junior Achievements programs, fueling our work to inspire and prepare the next generation to succeed in a global economy. You saw many of them stand here today. Countless organizations have powered cutting-edge program innovations and scaled our delivery across the country. Many of them, who have been partners for decades, are here in the room tonight. And I'm going to start mentioning some of them because their support is that important. RBC's foundational support of World of Choices. It nurtures youth exploration of career pathways, especially the skilled trades. Joined by Amazon, KPMG, Avanade, Imperial, Coke Canada, and their local bottlers, we are equipping youth with skill for employability. CIBC, TD, Actuarial Foundation, Neo Financial, Fairstone, and MX sponsor an array of classroom-based financial literacy education programs and learning modules. The Z Zurich Foundation has invested to integrate mental well-being and entrepreneurial resilience in junior achievement programs. Enterprise Mobility has joined us to scale post-secondary prep and career readiness programs. The McCall-McBain Foundation, who has supported the student gathering that preceded our event this evening, alongside the Rossi Foundation, Barclays, and others, ignite youth entrepreneurship through their support of Junior Achievement Company Program. Deloitte, TC Energy, Accenture, Sierra, and many more power the digital skills programs and platforms that provide access to JA programs for all Canadian youth. Your thought leadership, generous contributions, and partnership are a catalyst for impact. Thank you, genuinely, thank you. And continuing, thank you. And continuing in the spirit of service and commitment, I would also like to take a moment to acknowledge the Canadian Business Hall of Fame Selection Committee. I'm off script again, but I was lucky to have some of them at the table. If I could ask you to stand up so everyone can acknowledge you. This remarkable group has the important task of identifying and honoring leaders whose achievements and values reflect the very best of Canadian business. Their work has brought us the 4 outstanding inductees that we celebrate here tonight. And now for the inductees. It is my pleasure now to introduce Jim Leach, the Chancellor, Canadian Business Hall of Fame. He had a distinguished 45-year career in the military and business. Mr. Leach has continued to serve Canada through philanthropic leadership and public service. He's deeply committed to education, sustainability, and service. His leadership continues to inspire future generations of change makers. Please help me in welcoming Jim to the stage.
Thank you for that warm and gracious welcome. Bonsoir à tous et à toutes. I'd like to begin by extending my heartfelt appreciation to the selection committee, many of whom are distinguished companions on their own right. Their time, insight, and dedication to the Canadian Business Hall of Fame is invaluable. Your commitment to honoring business excellence makes you exceptional stewards of leadership recognition in this country. And it's a true privilege to serve alongside you. Thank you. We're also deeply grateful to Korn Ferry, our partner in this important work. Your work during our nomination process is both thoughtful and rigorous, and we thank you for the vital role you play in upholding the integrity of this honor. Since the inaugural inductions in 1979, the Canadian Business Hall of Fame has proudly upheld a 46-year legacy of celebrating the achievements of Canada's most impactful business leaders. Le Temple de la Renommée des Entreprises canadiennes représente la plus haute distinction en matière de leadership en entreprise au Canada. Elle reconnaît non seulement les réalisations exceptionnelles, mais aussi les héritages immeubles qui façonnent notre économie, inspirant les générations futures et rehaussant notre identité à l'échelle nationale. The Order of the Business Hall of Fame represents the highest distinction in Canadian business leadership. It recognizes not only extraordinary accomplishments, but also the enduring legacies that shape our economy, inspire future generations, and elevate our national identity. Inductees are recognized for their vision and leadership, their national and global economic impact, civic engagement, and philanthropy. In accepting this award, our inductees continue their commitment to serving as role models for Canada's future leaders. Our 2025 inductees have made significant contributions to their diverse industries. Our first inductee, Ryan Beattie, who is president of Beattie, leads British Columbia's largest industrial real estate firm and is a passionate philanthropist. Since 2001, he has expanded into residential real estate and venture capital, while donating over $150 million to 350 plus charities, living his motto, built for good. Ryan also holds the Order of British Columbia and other top honors. La prochaine honorée, Jacinthe Côté, a grandi dans une région rurale du Québec. Elle est devenue PDG chez Rio Tinto Alcan après avoir dirigé les opérations mondiales face à des défis majeurs pour l'industrie. Aujourd'hui, présidente du Conseil de Banque Royale, elle est une fervente défenseur des jeunes et de l'éducation et siège au conseil d'administration d'importantes entreprises, notamment ceux d'Alpove et de Saint-Justin. Elle attribue sa réussite à sa famille et à son éducation. Notre troisième honoré, Pierre Lassonde, cofondateur de Franco-Nevada, a contribué à façonner l'industrie des redéfenses d'or et a mené une entrée en bourse sans précédent de 1,2 milliard en 2008, je veux dire. Philanthrope, elle défend l'éducation et les arts par l'entremise de sa fondation. Il préside la Polytechnique de Montréal et a reçu de nombreux honneurs, dont l'Ordre du Canada et plusieurs doctorats honorifiques. Our final inductee, Larry Tannenbaum, chairman of Kilmer Group and Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment, transformed his family business into a diversified investment firm. A leader in sports and philanthropy, he supports health and science through initiatives like the Tannenbaum Open Science Institute. He holds numerous honors, including the Order of Canada, and for his visionary community impact. These 4 inductees, their visionary careers have laid a foundation for entrepreneurs and future leaders. I've also been moved by their family histories, their remarkable stories of personal triumph, change, and resiliency, their deep commitment to family, and their shared passion to make an impact through their corporate leadership and their dedication to education and philanthropy. Today, we present each inductee with the Order of the Canadian Business Hall of Fame pin, certificate, and award. From this day forward, the inductees will have the post-nominal designation CBHF, and their portrait, bios, and legacy videos will be installed on our official website and showcased at Brookfield Place in the Hall of Fame display. So please welcome to the stage Ryan Beatty, Jacinthe Côté, Pierre Lassante, and Larry Tannenbaum. These 4 exceptional leaders have redefined business through innovation, resilience, and bold vision. They've transformed industries, inspired teams, and turned challenges into opportunities. And in doing so, they've advanced economic development and helped position Canada as a stronger and more competitive player in the global marketplace. It is my privilege to welcome you as companions to the Order of the Business Hall of Fame. C'est un privilège pour moi de vous accueillir comme compagnon de l'Ordre du Temple de la Renommée des Affaires. Vous êtes reconnus pour votre vision, votre leadership, votre mentorat et votre générosité sans bornes, qui ont touché tant de vies et renforcé notre économie et l'étoffe de nos communautés. We recognize you for your vision, your leadership, mentorship, and boundless generosity, which has touched so many lives and strengthened our community and fabric of our community.
So the second half of our evening is all about food for thought. You're going to hear directly from all 4 of our new companions as they share their stories of resilience, passion, and purpose. Who and what have been key to their success? Our first tribute this evening is to a man widely considered to be one of the most powerful figures in sport. Larry Tannenbaum is a visionary entrepreneur, philanthropist, and leader dedicated to building strong communities across Canada. As chairman and CEO of Kilmer Group, he transformed the company from a construction firm into a diversified investment leader involved in real estate, infrastructure, and Coca-Cola bottling in Canada. He chairs Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment. He serves on the boards of the NHL, NBA, and MLS. He's passionate about health and science. He co-founded the Tannenbaum Open Science Institute and supports research through Brain Canada and the Lunenfeld Tannenbaum Research Institute. His contributions have earned him numerous honors, including the Officer of the Order of Canada.
A visionary, a builder, a leader whose influence stretches across industries, communities, and generations. Larry Tannenbaum's journey is one of determination, resilience, and unwavering commitment to shaping the future. From sports icons like the Raptors and the Argonauts, to pioneering initiatives in healthcare and science, his legacy is defined by a relentless drive to create meaningful change.
I was lucky to grow up in Toronto with parents who held family, Judaism, and giving back as core values. These remain central to who I am as well. My father was a self-made man whose parents immigrated from Poland in 1910. My father showed me the importance of hard work, community building, and perseverance.
My dad, I think, lives by the principle that you should have no small dreams, and you should have great teams working with you to advance an agenda.
My most meaningful accomplishment in life is my family. We're 18 strong and united in our love and respect for one another.
His wife, my mom, Judy, has been an amazing partner to him on this journey that they've been on together.
Judy and I met at Cornell, and we've navigated life together for 58 years. Her support, insights, strength, and commitment to always putting family first have helped to make our life what it is today.
I first met Larry in the early to mid 90s when the league was in the process of expanding to Canada. And Larry had a group that was interested in getting the Toronto franchise.
The pursuit of an NBA franchise for Toronto was one that had lots of twists and turns.
The team was awarded to a different group, but it just went to Larry's determination. Larry never gave up, and when the opportunity presented itself, not that many years later, Larry, of course, then became the principal owner of the Toronto Raptors. I think for generations to come, that Toronto Raptors NBA championship will have impacted the psyche of all young fans in that country. There's nothing, I think, like anything close.
You are the best fans in the league, and you all carried the flag. You all supported this team.
He was an early endorser of the WNBA. In fact, of course, now Larry's leading the group with the new Toronto Tempo and has been an enthusiastic supporter of women's basketball.
This is not just about the game, it's about creating pathways for young women and empowering communities.
When you think of the vast array of businesses Larry's involved in, the number of different industries that his businesses are in, and the level of expertise he has to operate all of these various businesses, not all of them related.
We have an amazing group here at Kilmer, a wonderful team in Coca-Cola Bottling Canada. My dad has time for everybody, and everybody feels that. I've heard that constant feedback, where people feel like he gives them the time, whether it's on the factory floor of a Coca-Cola bottling plant, on a construction site, or at the hot dog stand at Scotiabank Arena. He gives people time, he listens, and people feel that, and they love him for that.
I encourage the next generation of leaders to embrace resilience. There isn't a straight path to success. Challenges and failures are inevitable, but they can also be the greatest teachers. They're opportunities to adapt, learn, and come back stronger. Integrity, respect, trust, resilience, and giving back. These values are central to both my professional and personal life.
My dad brings the same entrepreneurial energy to philanthropy as he does to business. That's very evident in the Tannenbaum Open Science Institute.
Larry came to me and asked if we could establish an institute, a framework for the application of science to the world of sport. At the time of the gift, it was the most significant gift that had ever been made.
He's encouraging opening huge data sets to accelerate discovery.
So he's very generous in that regard, not trying to restrict the promulgation of new inventions, new knowledge, insisting that they are made transparent in terms of the knowledge that is generated. And that's unusual.
He's always looked at the big picture. He's very forward-thinking, and he's extraordinarily well-informed in terms of trends and things that may be off into the future. Larry's had a great talent for identifying great executives, young people, mentoring them, And whether it was Brendan Shanahan or Tim Lywicki or Keith Pelly, he has a knack for getting people who have the same values, the same focus, and the same commitment and passion for the sport that we all do.
I take great pride in seeing my kids and grandkids embrace the values of hard work, integrity, and kindness.
He takes pride in me and my sisters, Julie and Lisa, his 10 grandchildren with whom he has a deep and meaningful relationship with each and every one of them.
For generations to come, they'll look at what Larry's accomplished in sports and all his other business, and they'll think of him as a model in the business community.
He has been an inspiration, a mentor, a friend, and a father. So, what more could a son ask for?
I don't have plans to slow down. I'm going to continue building world-class organizations and use those platforms to unite communities and drive meaningful change. Philanthropically, I'm optimistic that the research we support will lead to scientific breakthroughs that will strengthen healthcare and improve lives.
Please welcome Larry Tannenbaum, inductee as companion to the Order of the Canadian Business Hall of Fame.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that incredible introduction, and thank you to my son Ken, who narrated that. That was the first time I saw such a thing, and they were wonderful, so thank you very much. It's an honor to be inducted into the Canadian Business Hall of Fame and to join so many other business leaders who have made their mark on this great country we live in. To my fellow inductees, thank you. It's a true privilege to be in your company and to share this moment with you. To Jim Leach and the entire selection committee, thank you. It's important to me that tonight's proceeds will go to support junior achievement, such that more young people can be inspired and prepared to play a part in the global economy. I'm particularly proud that our Coca-Cola bottling business announced a partnership with Junior Achievement this year, where many of our 6,000 associates will engage in career mentorship sessions, sharing their knowledge and experiences with youth across Canada. The most important people in my life join me here tonight. Judy and I have been married for 59 years, and our partnership has been based on shared family values and a passion to enrich the lives of our children, grandchildren, and the wider world. Along with Judy, our 6 kids and 10 grandkids, we have a family of 18, a number in Judaism that corresponds to life, and they are truly my life. I'm grateful for their unconditional love and unwavering support. I also want to acknowledge that my career spanning almost 60 years has been defined by the opportunity to work with extraordinary mission-driven professionals. To my current and former colleagues at the Kilmer Group, the Warren Group, Coca-Cola Bottling, and Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment, I offer my unending gratitude for your smarts, loyalty, and commitment over these many years of working together. Thank you all there. For all of you here and have contributed to this honor tonight, I thank you. You're making a difference in the lives of so many young people who are associated with junior achievement. I was lucky enough to have grown up with parents that held family, education, and giving back as core values. These values remain central to who I am today. My father, Max, born in 1909, had a grade 8 education. But if there was a doctorate for entrepreneurship and hard work, he would have earned it. He built a steel and real estate empire and an industrial investment portfolio worthy of any recipient to Canada's Business Hall of Fame. He showed me the importance of hard work, a passion for investing in people, community building, and perseverance. He taught me to understand that your word is your bond, and a handshake seals the deal. My business life started in heavy civil construction, road building, and construction materials. Warren Paving and Materials was the largest national road builder, and when we merged with Lafarge, our group became North America's premier cement, concrete, and aggregate producer. I remain incredibly proud of helping to be part of building so much of Canada's basic infrastructure. Many people have asked, what sparked my interest in sports? Well, when Judy and I were at Cornell University, I was the student manager of Cornell's Big Red hockey team. And in 1967, when our team won the NCAA championship, behind the superb goaltending of the great Ken Dryden, my thirst for being part of winning teams was ignited. Throughout my career, I have always been passionate about bringing championship teams to our city and country. Trying to bring NFL and NBA teams to Canada throughout my business career was a passion that drove me to invest some 30 years ago in Maple Leaf Gardens Limited, now MLSE. Together, we've had some incredible wins. The Raptors' 2019 NBA World Championship, the 2017 Major League Soccer Anschutz Trophy for TFC, the 2018 Calder Cup for the Marlies, 3 Grey Cups for our Toronto Argonauts. All of this has yet to quench that thirst to be part of bringing championship teams to Canada. Now, a Stanley Cup for our Toronto Maple Leafs will be a pinnacle moment in my life and the lives of millions of our fans. Unfortunately, we'll have to wait until next year to celebrate hoisting the cup. I'm particularly proud to have been awarded Canada's first WNBA franchise this past May. When the Tempo tip-off in May of 2026, it will be an incredible milestone for Canadian sports and women's basketball. We're showing girls and women that the sport they play is worth investing in. Personally, along with Judy and our family, I remain committed to giving back by applying entrepreneurial energy, creativity, and commitment to philanthropy. Our family's charitable foundation is the implementation arm for realizing on the ambition of driving meaningful change and creating positive, long-lasting impact. The Tannenbaum Open Science Institute at McGill University has now attracted 9 other brain science institutes across Canada to share and open source all their research in order to accelerate discovery. The Lunenfeld Tannenbaum Research Institute at Sinai Health is now ranked among the top 10 biomedical research institutes in the world. The Tannenbaum Center for Pharmacogenetics at CAMH is a leader in personalized medicine, testing how effective or ineffective a particular drug is based on an individual's personal genetic code. The Tannenbaum Institute for Science in Sport, will lead to scientific breakthroughs that will enable enhanced athletic performance and quicker healing, which would be applicable to both professional athletes and the weekend warriors. Returning to my family, I will continue to take great pride in seeing my kids and grandkids embrace the values of hard work, integrity, philanthropy, and kindness. I've also been thinking about what lessons from my own experience I want to share with my children, grandchildren, and the next generation of leaders, the same way my father shared with me. I want to touch on two of these here today because I feel they are relevant no matter who you are or what you've accomplished, and I also believe they are sometimes forgotten over time. One is love what you do, and love to succeed in all that you do. This extends beyond business, raising a family or outreaching to your community. No matter what it is you do it with heart, do it with intention, and do it with passion. Love what you do. Always love what you do, and you will succeed. I think we all sometimes need to be reminded of this. Two is embrace resilience. There isn't a straight path to success. Challenges and failures are inevitable at every stage, but they can also be the greatest teachers. There are opportunities to adapt, learn, and come back stronger. Persevere. In the words of Winston Churchill, success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue that counts. On the topic of perseverance, I want to touch on one more thing before I leave you. Canada is the greatest country in the world. Right now, we're facing challenges that, while unprecedented, are not insurmountable. We've all seen and been through tough times before. When I bought Warren Paving and Materials, interest rates went from 8% to nearly 23%. It was an exceptionally tough environment to do business, much like we're seeing today with the imposition of tariffs. I knew then, just like I know now, relief will come. This won't be forever because it's unsustainable. We persevered and found opportunities to make our company stronger with Warren, implement changes and reshape operations where needed, and it made us better in the longer term. Our political leadership, our business community, and our future leaders should be looking to do the same in Canada. I have been very encouraged to hear Prime Minister Mark Carney say much of what I and many others have been saying for some time. As a country, we are at an inflection point, and change is required. We must, as a country, reflect, reshape, and evolve. We need to think and act in ways that are bigger, better, and more efficient. To me, that means uniting as one, not just in words, but in actions. We need to break down interprovincial trade barriers, and truly unite as one strong force against those who are trying to take what's ours. We need to make Canada more financially and economically sound and competitive. I hope you all here will join me in holding our political leadership to those promises, to implement the changes needed to make Canada a stronger, more united country and economy. Thank you all once again for this incredible honor. Thank you. Good night.
So many lessons for us in that presentation. Have time for everybody, have no small dreams, and love what you do. That passion, that's sticking with me as I listen to that speech, is maybe the driver for Larry Tannenbaum's vision and his vigor. It's incredible to contemplate, but he turns, maybe, I hope you don't mind my saying this, turns 80 in July. And we should wish him an early happy birthday, don't you think? Congratulations. I'm glad you brought this up because I was going to say a Stanley Cup ring would have been a really nice birthday gift. 81, that'll be the case. What a life, what a legend, and what a legacy. Again, congratulations. Now, our next tribute to the man who calls himself the luckiest man in gold. Pierre Lassonde is co-founder and chair emeritus of Franco-Nevada. With degrees in engineering and in business, he began in mining and launched Franco-Nevada in 1985. Following its acquisition by Newmont in 2002, he was named president and helped grow that company into the world's largest gold miner. In 2008, he relaunched Franco-Nevada with a record $1.2 billion IPO. Philanthrope dévoué, sa fondation soutient l'éducation, les arts et les initiatives communautaires. Among the many community initiatives he supports are the Lassonde School of Engineering and Lassonde Entrepreneur Institute. He holds multiple honorary doctorates and national honors, among them the Order of Canada. And he's now chair at Montreal Polytechnique, which is his alma mater.
I am Pierre Lassonde, probably the luckiest guy on the planet. I grew up in a little town in the eastern township of Quebec, Saint-Hyacinthe. Went to Polytechnique Montreal, ended up in Utah for an MBA, then California to get started in business. First job was a mine site, started speculating on junior mining stock, and as luck would have it, the first one, I made 10 times my money. I thought I was God's gift to finance. First royalty I ever bought turned out to be the Gold Strike royalty. That royalty I ended up buying for $2 million. It's already paid out over $1 billion. From there, I decided to build a business, which became today a $30 billion company.
He and his partner, Seymour Schuler, formed a partnership to go into the gold royalty business. They invented the gold royalty business. Now, Pierre is a geologist of some sophistication. Seymour was an investment banker. These two guys were absolutely unlike in all respects. It was a very, very powerful combination to create a lot of value.
Also love giving the money away. I've contributed to the Lassonde Entrepreneur Institute in Utah, Polytechnique, University of Toronto, you can name them, and also the arts, which is a big part of my life.
Well, I actually met Pierre through his wife, Claudette Mackay-Lassonde, who was one of the most wonderful people I've ever known. He cares about education, and he goes deep, and he understands what he's giving money to. He's been very active with the National Gallery through his art collection, and made an impact not just on Canadian art, but on global art.
His entrepreneurial spirit, his love of creation is something that I picked up, that my sister picked up. It's something that just it imbued everything that was around the house.
He's really charming and really charismatic, and he really takes a lot of time when he's speaking to someone. He feels like you're the only person in the room.
I've always liked to surround myself with great people because they make you look good, okay? Like, you know, they help you. The one good thing that I have done is to be able to pick really great people around me. After the discovery of Gold Strike, the Franco-Nevada stock went from like 35 cents to $16, $17. And Seymour and I owned at that point about 20% of the company, so we had made quite a bit of money. Seymour as a partner is a bit of an adventure.
They're the two most different people I've ever met in my life, but it's one of the strongest business partnerships in this history of Canadian business.
If I said it's hot, he said it's cold. And it was all about the give and take between like what I perceive, what he perceived, that ended up being the great ideas that turned Franco-Nevada into this really powerful company. So that combination of, black and white and salt and pepper and really, really worked for us. Through that, we're able to really build a great company like Franco-Nevada. Can Canada produce like the best mines in the world? We have the best mining engineers, we have the best geologists, the best mining schools, the best, financial system. Why not? I think we should embrace it, and we should absolutely be supportive of it.
The Entrepreneur Institute, it absolutely is one of his biggest successes on the philanthropic. It's probably he's the biggest success on the philanthropic front.
And we wanted to do something that combined business and engineering. So I went to the dean. I said, well, we want to do an entrepreneurship, but it has to have like all the other colleges involved and everything else. I said, well, we've never done that. I said, well, that's why I want to do it.
Pierre really laid it out as that he wanted to do something that was student-focused, something that was multidisciplinary, because he and Claudette McKay-Lasson had both come to the University of Utah, and then also something that was entrepreneurial. And we've really kept to those principles, and that has really been the key to our success. He was very good about saying, hey, I've got this vision, I want to do this, how he wanted to engage students, how he wanted us to develop the program. We listened to him, and that's the reason we're successful.
I bring the capital. That's what I bring. And a little bit of wisdom and gray hair, and it works. It works for me. At the end of the day, the key thing is to be able to have my family around, and that each one of them is well-grounded, is happy, and contributing to society. That to me is real success.
Dad has been creating memories for his kids and for his grandkids right from the get-go. And it goes back to his joie de vivre.
Pierre is Indiana Jones. For him, work is just an outlet for his zest for life, just like his other passions that he has.
I gotta tell you, I look at his schedule and I get tired. I'm like, are you kidding me?
I'm up at visiting 123 countries so far. So this year, my goal is to get to 127. I have been incredibly lucky in life, with people, with projects, to the point where my partner, called me Lucky Pierre, okay? So I've become like Lucky Pierre. And I have been. Yeah, the preparation was there, but I've been able to open these doors. I've been able to see the opportunities. It's just like, okay, I want to go through that door.
I don't know that Dad steps away from anything. That's the thing. He's just constantly on the go.
I will never retire, okay? That's just not part of my DNA. I'm gonna play until, the red light goes off and the siren goes off.
Please welcome Pierre Lasson, inductee as companion to the Order of the Canadian Business Hall of Fame.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Every second of your life counts. Let me tell you a little story. In early February of this year, some 25 friends, mostly from Toronto, and some of them are in the room here tonight, were skiing in the Italian Dolomites. And on day 3, under a perfect blue sky, great snow condition, a small group of us gets to the chair. And in that group is one of our best skiers, and he declares, life doesn't get any better than this. And for Peter, that's his name, it didn't. 10 seconds later, he dropped dead. No pulse, no vital signs, nothing. Dead. One of the skiers in this little group, who happened to be born in Northern Ontario, when he was in grade school, his mother would say, John, let the moose out of the garden before you go to school. He ended up at UCC and then Harvard Medical School, and today he's one of the most respected cardiologists in the United States. John sprang into action, just like in the movies. Down on his knees, pushing hard, crack, just goes a rib, I think. Crack, another one, and 3 minutes, nothing. An emergency room from Verona nurse pops up and she does the breathing for Peter. And he's screaming, anyone for an AED machine? And the mountain guide comes out finally with an AED machine, open, clear, bang. We got a pulse. We got a pulse. The ambulance on its way. 15 minutes to Bolzano. A student of John is now the head of cardiologists in Venice. He calls him up. Do you know the guy in Bolzano? Yeah, he happens to be a friend of mine. Tell him I'm sending him a patient. Have him send me the CT scan on my phone when he gets out. And an hour later, we're at the bar at the hotel, and the CT scan comes on phone. He shows me. He says, he's got massive heart attack. Here it is. He tells the doctor, get him done. And he goes into surgery, and Peter got out alive. Two days later, John sends him a text. How are you doing? And the reply came within minutes. Pretty well, considering where I came from. Save for this asshole who broke 6 of my ribs. Well, as you guessed, this asshole saved his life. But think of the chain of events that could and did happen that saved Peter's life. What are the odds? All of us have at least had once in our lives, if not many times, event that we refer to as changed our life. You never know when or where you will meet someone or have an experience that will change your life. I can name a few individuals that have done so for me, like we talked about my first wife, Claudette, my longtime business partner, Seymour Schulich, a previous inductee, and an obscure geologist, Brian Meikle, who've all had a profound influence on my life. But there are countless of other people whom I owe a great deal. And many, many are here tonight, and to all of you, thank you. Time is a funny thing. You can't save it, you can't stop it, you can't multiply it. The only thing you can do is spend it. And what you do with it is what defines your life. I've learned tons of valuable lessons in my life, but I can tell you, spending time with family, and I heard Larry talking so glowingly about his family, spending time with your family is one of the best time ever to spend time with. You know, business deals come and go, and, but the memories you create with the loved one, those moments of laughter, connection, and shared experiences, those are, to my mind, the true treasures that appreciate and value as we age. And no balance sheet can ever capture their worth. My fellow nominees to the Canadian Business Hall of Fame have all one thing in common. Through their business and their philanthropy, they have touched the lives of hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people for the better. Take Ryan Beatty, who builds communities for a living and helps individuals, and Jacinthe Côté, who produced critical metal in her life for billions of people. And Larry, what can I say about Larry that he hasn't said? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Larry is a man who's touched the life of about everybody here in Canada through his business, his sports, his philanthropy. Larry's actually a fairly humble guy who has had to deal and bear, brutal losses. Well, that's because he owns the Toronto Maple Leaf. We really, back to every seconds of your life count, except for the Maple Leaf, because last time they won anything was a century ago. But still, for all of us, every moment of your life counts. And at the risk of being struck down, returning to my chair, life hardly gets any better than this. Thank you and good night. Thank you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, merci infiniment, Monsieur Lassonde. Félicitations. Thank you for sending us home with much upon which to reflect. What we do with the time given us, how we spend that time with purpose. That Mr. Lassonde has led a purposeful life, there can be no doubt. So we congratulate him as he helps create, even at his alma mater, Montreal Polytechnique, a new donation for $50 million just a few weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. Wonderful, and he was on Tout le monde en parle, announcing that with an objective of créer le futur, to create the future, to open the door, as you mentioned. So as he helps create the future for others, it is a part of a very powerful legacy. Congratulations again. Our next companion, Jacinthe Côté, raised on a farm in northern Quebec. She studied chemistry at Laval University. She joined Alcan in 1988 and rose to lead its global operations, later becoming CEO of Rio Tinto Alcan following its $38 billion acquisition. She guided the company through an aluminum market crash, cutting costs while investing in modernization and expansion, establishing RTA as an industry leader in terms of cost and carbon footprint. Since 2014, she has held key corporate and board roles. Elle est présidente du Conseil de Banque Royale du Canada depuis avril 2023. Auparavant, elle était présidente du Conseil d'Hydro-Québec. She is highly engaged with the Sainte-Justine Foundation. She leads the board of Allo Prof, reflecting her long-standing commitment to both youth and education.
Je suis née dans un petit village, 2000 habitants, sur une ferme, au nord du Québec. J'ai appris rapidement le besoin d'aider, de s'aider les uns les autres. Lorsque un de nos voisins avait un problème, rapidement, l'ensemble de la région se mobilisait et c'était, excusez-moi l'expression en anglais, mais all hands on deck. I learned how to not fit perfectly well, and I think later on in life, being different was not such an anomaly. So I really think it helped me navigating through the world, and I've been practicing mining and metallurgy.
Vraiment, c'est important de savoir que Jacinthe est l'avant-dernier enfant d'une famille de 6, précédé de 4 garçons et suivi d'un garçon. Alors, disons qu'elle a dû apprendre très tôt à se débrouiller dans un monde masculin.
My parents were hoping that I would become a teacher. Such a noble profession. But I loved chemistry, which was a bit awkward for my family. What really helped, my brother paved the way. He studied physics at the Laval University, and that clearly paved the way for me to study in chemistry. And it also gave me the humility to keep on learning, developing, and always trying and becoming the better version of myself.
Donc, elle avait beaucoup de facilité, mais c'était aussi une grosse travailleuse. Elle travaillait très fort, elle ne prenait rien pour acquis. De sorte qu'elle a compris très vite qu'elle pourrait aller aussi loin qu'elle voulait.
Maybe 10 of us in top management were reviewing the list of all of our high potentials, and Jacinthe was on that list. Here we have a young woman from rural Quebec, and she's running a pretty large facility in the UK at a fairly early age, and most of the candidates we had as high potential were following their original career paths, and it was fairly straight line. So I gathered from that she must have some unique capabilities of resilience and courage to take on a job like that.
Every 2 to 3 years, I would be promoted to a different role. I would be moving around as well. I had tremendous coaching, mentoring, But at the end of the day, you can have the best coaches, the best mentors in the world. If you are not given access to the key jobs, you just don't make it to your full potential.
She is a legend globally. And she's a legend because of her leadership and what she did. She is a leadership factory. And we benefit from that today.
Rio Tinto Alcan est un pilier de l'économie du Québec. 23 alumineries dans le monde, 10 raffineries d'alumine, 6 mines de bauxite, plus de 24 000 employés dont le tiers sont au Québec. L'entreprise a un chiffre d'affaires de près de 24 milliards de dollars américains pour 2008. Et depuis février dernier, c'est la Québécoise Jacinthe Côté qui dirige Rio Tinto Alcan.
85% of who you become comes from the opportunities you're given. And I would say in that sense, I'm a real engineered product of Alcan and then Rio Tinto, and I am so grateful for that.
Jacinth played a critical role in helping Alcan and Rio Tinto aluminum navigate many challenges. This is particularly after the merger, where you had an incredibly volatile global market. And I think that what's truly distinctive is her style of tough but caring. It's the two together. She's very clear about expectations. She's very clear, but she's also at the same time incredibly caring. You feel it.
Alors évidemment, déménager souvent, c'était compliqué. Et à un moment donné, j'ai cessé de déménager, mais je voyageais tout le temps. Alors, beaucoup de sentiments de culpabilité par rapport aux enfants, de dire qu'est-ce qui manque, qu'est-ce que je manque. Et mon mari a décidé de devenir le principal, celui qui allait prendre soin des enfants, de rester à la maison. Et ça nous a vraiment permis de stabiliser la famille. Alors, je dirais, mon mari a été un pilier dans cette période-là de la carrière. Mon critique le plus sévère, mon mentor le plus important et le rock de ma vie pendant plus de 45 ans. From a philanthropic perspective, pretty simple. I like to help kids. They are our future. So the St. Justin Children's Hospital, so I've been very engaged there in the funding part, helping the organization continuing growing. And Alloprof, small organization that started 25 years ago, started by a teacher that thought that the kids needed more help. Today, we're helping 600,000 kids, 60 million requests per year to do their homework. And we're moving to the next level right now.
She's run very big, complex global operations, multi-country, sophisticated, big investments, tech, and she has that perspective when she sits at the board table. Even when we're a complex organization like a global bank, like RBC, Jacinthe is able to put what we're facing into context of her vast global experience, and made her just a fantastic board member. And then she carries that into the chair role, where she's able to lead the board and help management. She really understood how granular operations have to be, and that experience that she had. And she brought that to many other boards, not just RBC.
Recipe for happiness is pretty simple. I need to work with people that I share, that have similar values. I need to be able to learn every day. And I need to be able to have a contribution. Doing business is more than just doing business. It's beyond that. Good businesses are helping making stronger societies.
Please welcome Jacinthe Côté, inductee as companion to the Order of the Canadian Business Hall of Fame.
I am so honored to be with you tonight, and a bit emotional. My kids haven't seen the video, so they are in tears, so it's difficult. A mom seeing the kids crying is always difficult. Congratulations to my fellow inductees, and thank you to the Canadian Business Hall of Fame for recognizing their contribution to our country. I also want to give a special thanks to Jim Leach, Gary Calici, and Scott Hillier. As a young girl growing in a humble town of 2,000 people in northern Quebec, tonight's event would not have been on my radar. It is truly an honor. And there are many ways success can be defined in our professional lives, but none of it is possible without hard work. In my case, there were no shortcuts, just consistent work and a willingness to grow. But hard work is not the only reason why I'm here tonight. I've been fortunate in my life to have both access and opportunity, which I like to call the twin powers. I truly believe that they were foundational to my journey. And let me touch on both. Having access to a loving and supportive environment was a gift. I don't need to tell you about the trouble my 5 brothers and I got up to on our farm. I would be embarrassed to tell the stories. But thanks to my parents, we were always returning to a loving and forgiving home. I was taught to have a healthy risk appetite that served me through my career, as it was okay to make mistakes as long as I learned from them. My parents also taught me the importance of hard work, the value of respect and collaboration, and the need to serve a larger purpose. And that's how I developed my sense of community. My father took me door to door to collect food for families in need. My mother taught me to weave blankets for them. If a barn caught fire, everyone rallied together to help. Looking back, it still inspires me to think on how little we had and how much my parents were willing to give. I had 2 parents, but I also have a village that raised and supported me too. It sounds ideal, but let's be clear, between my 5 brothers that were very protective and the village, there was nothing I could do without my mother or father finding out. But most importantly, education was everything in our home. In my case, it opened up a world of opportunity. I learned how to learn, and it sparked my curiosity, giving me access to incredible experiences and the credibility I needed to make an impact at every stage of my career. It gave me the courage to challenge the prevailing truths and the humility to continue looking for more ways to grow and develop. Being a permanent student has been the passport for my professional journey. It led me to great organizations with strong values. I've worked with great leaders in more than 30 countries. Even when I faced feeling of self-doubt, I was taught to stretch my limits, set bold ambition, and inspire others. I am forever grateful for the trust they placed in me and for the leadership and guidance I received. This award is very special to me, as this evening is in support of Junior Achievement Canada, whose mission is to inspire and prepare young people to succeed in a global economy. I have tremendous faith in the younger generation and believe in the impact that the twin powers, access and opportunity, will have on them. The young people in the room, including my children, find your place and create our future. All of us tonight are here to support you. And if I may share some of my lessons learned with you, get a good education and become a permanent student. Education remains one of the most powerful tools for building trust in society, which is fundamental to its success. Remember that it's much easier to have strong business performance in a society that prospers than in one that fails. Set bold goals for yourself and for the world around you, and have the courage to bring them to life. Take risks, test yourself. Trust me, the threat of failing at a new role or a project is far less serious than getting bored in a current one. Work together and seek diverse views. The world is complex. So my young friends, you're smart, capable, passionate, and full of promise. I'm confident that our future is in good hands. A loving family, great friends, a caring community, an inspiring education, wonderful colleagues, solid organizations. I have not traveled this road alone. I'm forever grateful for the trust my colleagues have placed in me. Alcan, Rio Tinto, Hydro-Québec, the Marcoux and Godin families, of course RBC, and dear friends at the St. Justin Foundation and Allo Prof. My husband Denis, my rock, my mentor, my toughest critic, and my greatest champion for more than 45 years. Merci, Denis. Our children, who are truly our biggest achievement, Charles, Laurie, and Gabrielle, thank you for being with me every step of the way. Merci.
And how many lessons in that speech for us there, lessons for us in the words and also for our JA students in the values to embrace: hard work, respect, collaboration. Family, of course, that's coming through so strongly, foundational, irreplaceable. It struck me that it's crystal clear these support networks, mentors, colleagues, friends, family, they play such a determinant role in success. And the people who share the trials deserve to share in the tributes. So it's wonderful to hear all of our inductees honor those in their circles tonight, in their acknowledgements. Our fourth companion this evening, whose motto is Built for Good. Ryan Beattie is president of one of Canada's top real estate development firms and a committed philanthropist. Born in Burnaby, BC, he joined the company founded by his father in 1954 and became president in 2001. Under his leadership, Beattie has grown into BC's largest industrial real estate owner, with divisions in industrial, residential, and venture capital. A graduate of SFU and UBC, Ryan has numerous honors to his credit, including the Order of BC and Canadian Business Leader of the Year. As Jim was mentioning, he and his wife Cindy have donated to more than 350 charities to the tune of more than $140 million.
My dad built his first building in 1946. Just how he became a builder, he was doing some framing at a house and some roofing, and the general contractor went broke, so he just took over and started organizing people and doing this, doing that, because he's a leader, and he didn't hesitate to do that. When I was growing up, my friends on the weekends, they'd be out with their parents doing picnics or doing what have you. We'd go on Sundays and go to job sites, and it was really cool to be that age. You're looking at the scale of these projects and you're going, wow, my father and his company are responsible for these big buildings. It left a very significant impression on me at a very young age. It was almost a masterclass of business transition that he was able to let the reins go to me at a young age. By my mid-20s, he gave me a lot of runway. And I think it's because I was having some success, doing some things, so he had confidence in me, and it was a bit of a snowball.
What is impressive is, Ryan's taken what Keith started and just adding to the next chapter. And we've got lots of chapters to go.
I brought him for his success as well as the type of person he is. He's honorable, he has integrity, his word is his bond, he's kind to people. He has so many qualities, so I'm very proud of him. I hope I had something to do with him.
It doesn't matter who you are in this organization. If you got something to say or if you have an idea, Ryan's door is open. He's always there. He knows exactly what's going on. He expects to be informed. He's part of every key decision, but he puts a lot of trust in people.
The strength of his word is well known in his industry. That unique combination of big picture vision and his knowledge of the detail is a very, very important piece of his success.
Customer service, appreciation, quality of your work. Ryan wants to do everything the best. I think if you do that, success follows you.
He's very unique. There's one Ryan Beattie, and his brain is going at 150 miles an hour all the time in all different directions, but he can manage it. Taking something and taking it to the next level, but doing it in the right way, the integrity of the Beattie brand, the honesty, the culture, and then the philanthropy, everything just ties in so well.
His passion for philanthropy and what we are doing with Beattie Luminaries comes from his heart. It really drives him because he knows with that he can do more good in a community. Ryan would say for himself that one of the favorite moments for him are those phone calls.
Just wanted to say hi and give you some great news that we're welcoming you into the new cohort for Beattie Luminaries.
It's actually life-changing.
he wants the foundation to get bigger and bigger and do more and do more. The tagline, Built for Good, it's real. You know, we're here to do good in our communities and support our communities.
The Beatty family has been a longtime supporter of Burnaby Hospital. We've been so fortunate to have them in our community. It's quite a legacy that he's left for his family, and they continue on today.
Well, the neat thing about Ryan is he's very relatable. I mean, he's such an easy person to get along with. He loves music. Oh, the passion around music is amazing. Both Ryan and Cindy are very generous people, and they are community builders.
We love music. I think it's a big part of me. It's part of the culture of the business. Our concert festival, BD Rocks, every 2 years is a big celebration. It's a way of giving back and saying thank you to the community. With all the success we've had and all the things we're doing, philanthropy is actually now the big driver and the big motivator for us. What can we do? The more success we have, the more we can give back, and it becomes this cycle. And this is phenomenal. It's actually what drives me every day, is the people around here, the energy, the creative process, and customers, but doing right for the community along the way.
He's built some amazing places for businesses to grow and thrive. But probably the best building he does is in the communities, in education, in people, and inspiring people to be the best that they can be, and that is truly Ryan Beatty.
He is like a visionary kind of leader, is what I would say. And he continues to grow and change.
He is just one of those people that can truly shine. He certainly deserves all of the recognition he's getting.
It's going to be interesting how far he goes. It's not stopping here.
We're really excited about our new offices here at Station Square. This is one of the most successful mixed-use projects developed in BC in the last 10 years. We're back on Kingsway in Burnaby, where we were for 51 years. This is home. This is my neighborhood. I'm nowhere near done. If my health stays strong, I think I'm halfway through my career. And I look at what we've achieved so far. I'm immensely proud of it. But with the team we have, the reputation, the capital, and the energy, I'm really excited about what's to come.
Please welcome Ryan Beatty, inductee as companion to the Order of the Canadian Business Hall of Fame.
Wow, that was great. Thank you for everybody who participated in the video. It was very touching. I'd like to thank JA for this incredible honor. It means so much to me, even more so coming from an organization that does such important work. 17 million students around the world, 500,000 students in Canada teaching financial literacy and entrepreneurship, things that are otherwise not being done in the schools. It's a phenomenal organization. I'm really delighted to be here. I want to congratulate my fellow inductees, Jacinth, Pierre, and Larry. I'm delighted to share this moment with you. It's extra special because we have a business relationship and have had a business relationship with each of you, so I'm delighted to be here with you today. There are so many people that are responsible for me being on this stage. My late father, Keith, was born in 1926 in Vancouver. He moved to Burnaby, where he lived for over 70 years, and it has been home of our business for over 70 years. He was a real independent thinker, had a tremendous drive, a real get-it-done attitude, a sense of urgency. He was fiercely loyal and a man of his word. When he said he was going to do something, he did it, period, and you better get out of the way. His main focus in life was the company. He never called it my company, it was the company. He instilled a set of values in me and in the DNA of the organization, which he transitioned to me 30 years ago. And while the company was his priority, he loved my mom dearly. She liked to remind him how she lent him her life savings, and he wouldn't have been the success that he was without her, and that's true. And he loved his Canucks. Boy, he loved his Canucks. He was such an avid hockey fan. Until he was 80 years old, he had never missed a Canucks home game that he was in town for. That's how determined he was. My amazing wife, Cindy, we celebrated our 33-year wedding anniversary last week. We're going to have a 1/3 century anniversary party coming up, any excuse for a great party. But thank you so much for your unwavering support, your patience, my God, you're patient, your counsel, insights, encouragement. You have made tremendous contributions and continue to make tremendous contributions to the company and to me every day. You're an incredible mother, an incredible grandmother, and I would not be up here if it wasn't for you. I love you very much. Peter Brown. Peter, thank you for being such a champion of mine. I treasure our relationship every day. You're a great mentor and a friend and a father figure. Someone who loves this country so deeply. You inspire me to be the best citizen that I can be. Now, some say you shouldn't work with your friends, that things might not turn out so well. For me, the opposite has been true. I've had success because of my friends. I'm grateful every day to get to go to work with my two best friends, Todd Ewan and Rob Fioravento. Todd is the consummate communicator and diplomat. He leads BD Industrial with grace and class. He always has the long-term vision of the business in mind, the reputation of the company, and I'm always proud to have him represent us. Rob Fioravento has taken BD Living as a concept, as an idea, to being one of the leading builders of homes in Metro Vancouver. Rob is the best negotiator I've ever met, but he's also my daily pool playing partner victim. So when I got the world record, I was playing against him. So thank you, Rob, for that. Stephen Dean, who is also here tonight. Stephen Dean has changed my life twice. The first was in 2001 when he introduced me to YPO. My YPO forum group has had an instrumental role in my personal growth and development. One of my dear forum mates, Larry Lineker, and his beautiful wife, Benita, are here tonight. They've traveled from Nashville to be here. Larry, thank you for, Benita, thank you for being here. You mean the world to me. The second way Stephen has impacted me is through investments in the development of 2 gold mines that he has led, Atlantic Gold in Nova Scotia, the success of which led to the funding of the BD Luminaries Scholarship Program that we're immensely proud of, and most recently Artemis Gold in British Columbia. 3 weeks ago we achieved commercial production, which is a major industry milestone. This is the most significant new gold mine in British Columbia in the last 10 years, and in a few years it's going to be one of the largest mines in Canada. And in 2010, my good friend Randy Garg and I launched BD Capital, our non-real estate investment arm, which has become a very significant part of our overall enterprise. Randy and I have been friends since 1991 when we went to graduate school together. He moved out from Toronto and never went back. Well, he's back tonight, but he never went back otherwise, so thank you, Randy. I'm thrilled that you're here with me tonight. Love you very much. The BD team from our Toronto office is well represented. At BD, we measure our duration of tenure in decades and not years. We've had many employees at over 40 years, some at over 50. I think our dedicated people and the culture has been instrumental to our success. And our company would not be where it is without the confidence and support of our banks. We've been with RBC for over 70 years. They've been through thick and thin with us. It's a very special relationship that we cherish. In recent years, Scotia, TD, and Canada Life have become really valued partners, supporting us in our rapid growth. Our approach to business is pretty simple. Reputation is everything. This governs how we do things. What is the right decision for the long term? I think a brand is an aspirational promise. When people see our name, I want them to think, that's a good company. They care about their stakeholders, they care about their employees, they care about the community at large. And philanthropy is playing an increasing role in my life, in our lives. We have huge plans to grow our philanthropic footprint. I think we're really at the beginning of our philanthropic journey in many ways. This will include the expansion of our BD Luminaries Scholarship Program, which is now celebrating its 1,000th recipient as of this month in June, so we're thrilled about that. Our incredible director, Executive Director Martina Mekova couldn't be here tonight. She does phenomenal work. Looking ahead, I think the second half of my career is going to be really exciting. We have tremendous opportunities ahead, not only in business, but again, on the philanthropic side, the things that we can do as an organization, as a family, to contribute back to our community. I think there are endless opportunities, and it's a very exciting thing to look forward to. We're really touched by the recognition tonight. Thank you, JA, for this. It's probably the most incredible award I'll ever receive in my life, and I'm just soaking it all in. So thank you very much for everyone for being here, and thank you.
I just can't quite get my head around the fact that you're just halfway through your career. Who knows where this corporate and philanthropic path is going to lead? We will all stand back and wonder. Built for Good, what an incredible impact you've had. And again, for our young JA students, get it done. Loyalty and the importance of having passions away from the office, music and pool, whatever it may be. How enriching to life in your case and the lessons we've learned from it. So thank you for your message, and again, congratulations. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as we reach the end of our evening together, would you join me in a final heartfelt thank you to Ryan Beatty, Jacinthe Côté, Pierre Lassonde, and Larry Tannenbaum, our extraordinary inductees for 2025. Canada is a better country because of your lifelong contributions, and we are better people, I think, from having learned from you all tonight. This was an evening, as I'd hoped, one of both celebration and inspiration. A couple of quick final announcements. As you leave the Convention Center, please stop by the event check-in, and you can pick up a complimentary copy of the the Globe and Mail. The special report on CBHF is done by a youth journalist by the name of Rachel Bruce, of course, appropriately, because JA representatives will also be there to speak with you. Finally, most importantly, I want to thank you for being here, because your presence tonight means the world to both CBHF and to JA Canada. With your ongoing support, they can continue to honor the business giants of today and build the leaders of tomorrow. Quelle merveilleuse soirée nous avons passée ensemble. I want to thank you for inviting me to be part of such a special and memorable evening. Safe home, everyone. Good night.